I'm into it. Okay, scratch. Michael from somewhere near Brighton will not have a full-on discussion about how to introduce yourself. My name's Tom from the Boiler Business. This is Michael from Brighton, and he's joining me in the boozer on Thursday night, isn't it? Yeah, Thursday night. Thursday. What are you drinking, Michael, from somewhere near Brighton?
Well, I was drinking Jim Beam.
No longer.
I'm now moving on to some. The house is empty. I'm now moving on to some pretty cheap Western Gold.
Hey, that's good though. That's that Lidl stuff. That's that Lidl.
I think it might be. Yeah, it's been sitting in the kitchen for ages, and I've just been drinking Jim Beams. But
all honesty, I'm not a whiskey professional. All honesty, I think that stuff from Lidl is better than Jim Beam. What am I on today? I'm supporting local Sheffield breweries, Thornbridge. I'm drinking a Jaipur. I will be on the whiskies tomorrow.
You see, with that stuff, you can really tell the difference. With bourbon, you're right. Even the cheap stuff is pretty good, but the best stuff is Buffalo Trace, in my opinion.
Let's have a full-on discussion about whiskey on the whiskey show. Okay, let's talk today why it got you in the pub. You see that in the Triple Point Brewery, Sheffield. You know all about the Triple Point Brewery, don't you, Michael from Brighton?
I do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love the Triple Point Brewery.
Good.
I love the debut IPA. That's a good beer they do, actually.
Mm-hmm. So I've got you because you have kind of been a trailblazer for working on systems. Yeah. You've been around the Built to Last members group for 2 years now, and everybody kind of knows you that you're that geek that's doing all sorts of geeky stuff about stuff that no one's even thinking about doing something about, and you are making it a mission to figure out how to get the technology to go together like a great big piece of a jigsaw. Okay, so you was starting to go through a list before we hit record. Do you mind just starting? Where did this all start? You know, I posted a video up on the Boiler Business community earlier today, which was the video that we did. Was it in December 2 years ago, or was it November?
Yeah, November, December 2019, I think it was.
Let's have a look. It's there, 2nd of December. Yeah. Should we? I'm just going to click play on that for a second, just for anybody that's watching. You can go and check it out on our Built to Last page, or you can have a quick look through the Boiler Business community because we've just posted it today. Let's just have a quick look on it.
What's your name? I need a haircut, Tommy. I know that much.
Yeah, we needed a better microphone at that point, didn't we, buddy?
Option Energy Solutions. It's based in Brighton, East Sussex, so down on the south coast, basically.
So without going all the way through that video, because if anybody's interested in finding out where you was at 2 years ago, you can watch that video, okay? But can you remember? Can you just give us a quick recap of why you came up to Sheffield on a Friday in December 2 years ago?
So I've been to some business development stuff before, and none of it was industry specific. So as soon as you made your Facebook page for help and support in the community, Boiler Business Community Help and Support.
That's it. Yep.
Whatever it is, I was all over it. I was like, brilliant. This is industry specific. This hasn't been done, and so I I was fascinated by it. And so as soon as you started doing training days, I didn't actually hear of the first wave of training days, or maybe I was a bit busy. But as soon as I heard of the training days that you were doing,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely I was going to do it. Yeah, I mean I was already kind of in that mindset to to want to take advantage of that, and I was at an interesting point actually because I had I say it in that video actually I'd recently downsized. Um, I've been forced to downsize actually because um, I was employing, but we hit a point after the new. I think we I just started tracking um, the financials in some form, and we'd kind of broke even up to Christmas. The Q4, right? Q4, we'd broken even. I mean, that's naff, isn't it? Like looking back now, it's terrible.
Yep.
Broke even at Christmas, right? And we all just about got paid. Had someone in the office, someone full time, and subbies. Um, and then in the new year, we just had a complete drop off of work, which typically does happen in sort of January, February for me for some reason.
January.
But
Yep.
it was like a sheer cut off, and I had to make everybody redundant. My other half in the office, she I had to make her redundant. I had to make the lad that worked for me full time redundant, get into the van, all that. It was a nightmare. But I didn't just make them redundant when I sort of saw trouble. I was in trouble, and I think it took me a few. I was trying to dig myself out of it all year, and I was sort of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, starting to think a bit more positively. And then your training course come up, so I went up to the build to last day. That's why I went. I sort of like just got to a point where I was like, okay, that horrendous period is I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel now, and can start thinking about the future. So that's when I came up.
I can remember watching you on the group in the lead up to that. So we're talking early 2019, summer 2019 of the stresses and the posts that you was putting out because she was asking for advice and taking on big jobs. And I can remember seeing the post where you said like I've had to lay people out, lay them off.
Yeah. I didn't know anyone out.
So you came up to Sheffield. I can remember, and having watched the video earlier on today, your initial parts, other than trying to look for data, we spoke about creating customer groups, and that is something that you really went to town on. But your initial part was, I'm going to go down the marketing route, and you want to get better with your marketing, which our conversations. Yeah,
and I thought, and I'd kept some of my old customers, but crucially, they were like builders, so they weren't homeowners in my old area in the city of Brighton and Hove. They were builders that worked in Brighton and Hove, but then they were calling me saying, "Oh, we got something in Crowborough," and other ones going, "Oh, we got something in Crawley," and then it turned into like, "Oh, we're in Wadhurst or Wandsworth," which was like quite far away, and because I hadn't existing relationship with them, I just ended up doing it for the same price that I would normally do it, but it was miles away. So you do it for less. And I think at this point, when I turned up to the training, I said it at the time. I was like, I'm actually bending over backwards for my existing client base while turning away people that are knocking at my door for work. And also, I wanted to know more about marketing so that I could, you know, get into my new area and establish myself. But it to be honest, after that, after your built to last session, we've done all the dominate stuff, and it turned. I've not actually. I cut all my marketing. I was like, well, that's not working. That's not working. I cut it all. I cut it all. I just worked on my Google My Business profile. I started posting pictures, and I started really nurturing the existing customer relationships and just pushing the service to like 5-star customer service and just nailing it as much as I could with what I had. And I, as soon as I finished with my existing projects with those builders and stuff that were out of town, I just stopped. I just said, look, I'm too busy. I can't do your next job. And I didn't need to advertise. I thought I was going to need what you know,
Yeah.
told us with all the marketing, but it turned out that I didn't because I was already relatively established. So I guess I was lucky in that sense, and I could just, and that's led me on to the systems thing because I was like, well, I've got enough work, so now I can focus on that. So my
Well,
goals completely changed actually after the built to last course.
well, you know, we've named with Michael from Brighton, because this is it. You've done all the same training as all the other boys and girls, yeah. Yet, so many of them have gone down the marketing route. You didn't. You was like, I'm going to have sturdy systems first before turning your attention to the marketing. So I believe that you've got a whiteboard behind there. You started to tell me what was on the whiteboard, but I wanted you to share this.
Oh, the little one, yeah.
With plumbers in the pub. We need like some sound effects that go along with drinking, don't we? What I can do though. Let me have a look. What I can do, my friend, just to make it more pub-like, is bring our friend Heidi back in. There we go.
So we got some from Oktoberfest on the screen, Tommy.
No. That's just how
in Munich.
That's just how Heidi from Rotherham dresses.
I'd have brought my leather hose in if I'd have known this was going to happen.
Let's get rid of Heidi there. So the whiteboard. I can remember you saying, "I've got a whiteboard now. I've got a whiteboard," and it was like
I've actually got loads. Which one do you mean?
The one that's got your systems that you've been working on. Okay, could you just reel some of them off for us?
You mean the big one I've done ages ago?
No, the one that you're showing us 20 minutes ago. You started talking through them. That's it.
Yeah, so that one is. I basically sat down and had a think this morning about what I'd done since it was a bit of a before and after really from the original built to last in 2019. So 2 years ago, obviously I just said where I was, but since then, I think that's the first time you told me about a tracker, and it took me a little while to get going with it. But a tracker it stands for activity tracker, doesn't it? So I started to use that, and I've been using that for quite a long time now, almost a year actually. So it did take me a while to start using it, but I track.
Yeah, because it's a boring subject, isn't it? You know, oh, I think you should start tracking your time. What? Sounds.
Yeah, but
that sounds exciting.
The process generally isn't the process always boring. The process is boring. The more boring the process, the more fantastic the results.
Here we go. I'm gonna flick over to my iPad view. I'm just gonna move your face for a second, Mr. Payne. So
I'll show you the. Hang on, I'll unplug the charger. I'll show you the whiteboard. So that's the whiteboard there. I don't think you can make out the.
Oh, hang on. Let's go back. No, we can't zoom in on that.
Can't make it out, can you?
But if you can just read it out for us, Mr. Payne.
Yeah. So following on from 2019. Sorry, let me plug the charger back in. Sorry. So following on from 2019, I did start using a tracker, and what was really good is I started to use zero categories and integrate that into that, and now I know exactly how much I earn per hour on every different type of work that I do because my zero categories are set up as job types.
Sorry, so you got this linked with Zero, yeah?
It's not linked.
Nope.
I export a profit and loss based on from Zero based on the job type, but in a tracker, I also allocate my time per job type, and I manually enter that into a spreadsheet, and I've got formulas put in there that spit out my hourly rate or daily rate on specific types of work. And what that's meant is it's just given me direction on what parts of the business to grow and what parts of the business not to grow. So contracting has pretty much entirely stopped. Plumbing completely stopped. In actual fact, the group was responsible for me completely stopping plumbing, and things have been a lot more plain sailing since then because plumbing, well, it's a nightmare, isn't it? It's just there seems to be a lot more to go wrong with plumbing. A lot more chance of leaks and things that are actually a massive headache. So things have been a lot more plain sailing since stopping plumbing.
I call it risk factor. You know, what is the risk factor of what it is that you're taking on? And most of the time, people, they don't take that into consideration. They just look at, well, what am I getting paid? What am I getting paid per day? Potentially.
And then when they get a call back, they're like, "Oh, I can't believe it. This happened."
Yeah.
And they're not factoring it in.
It's a risk factor. There's some jobs that you're barely ever going to go back to. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's some jobs that there's a high risk attached to this.
I done one the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got roped into it. I was there quoting a radiator, and then they said, "Oh, we've had a leak just come through the ceiling." I was like, "Do you know what? I don't normally do plumbing anymore, but I'm gonna sort this out for you." So I went upstairs, and it was a shower tray, and he had basically, the customer had tried to like unblock it by unscrewing the top and then putting it back together. Anyway, it had been silicone together,
Yeah.
and because he hadn't re-siliconed it, it leaked. So I looked at it, and I've done it up, leaked everywhere, and then I looked a bit closer, and the actual rim, the little rim that's recessed for the lip of the actual trap, the actual top of the waste to sit in, was cracked, and so it had been bodged in with silicone by the original installer. So I was there with LSX, like loading it in. It was horrendous. He was like watching me, and I was like, "Look, it's cracked. The shower trays. You need to rip this all out. Really, I'm going to try and get you through." I ended up being there like an hour and a half. I said, "I'm just going to charge you an hour for it." It was traumatizing, and I came out of there and I was like, "I'm never doing it again. I'm never getting sucked back into the plumbing world again." It's heating is so much smoother.
Yeah. And there's still a lot of people. There's a lot of people actually. I've seen people comment that they like the variety. They like the fact that every day is a different day.
There's
That's good.
variety in heating.
Let's not.
I never do the same thing on any 2 days, and I don't do plumbing anymore.
For those that enjoy what they're doing, carry on.
No, you're right.
Yeah. For those that don't like the experiences, like what you've just said, and oh bloody hell, if I was to sit down and start writing a book about crappy when jobs have gone wrong, in fact, as a community, wouldn't it be good is if as a community we all put a page together of when this job went wrong? It'd be a right read. So you've been to Built to Last.
Yeah.
You thought it were going to be marketing. You analyse your customer groups. You then set time.
Yeah, I've done a tracker. I checked out how much I was making, and from that point on, I realised that I want to grow the border cover side of my business, and I've really started the systems thing that you were talking about. That's what I've started to work on is how can a customer, get in touch, fill out a form, say what their specific set of circumstances is, how many radiators, what type of boiler, how old is it under warranty, all that sort of thing, and how can they be directed through a funnel that gives them a price, signs them up, sends in their documents, email or print and post, and So this is all the stuff that I'm working on. It's pretty heavy, to be honest. I'm going to have to bring in some professional help because I'm still working my way through it, and it is challenging, and nobody else is really doing it. So from what I can gather, I've got no one to really lean on for guidance on it. But I'm hoping to get there. I'm hoping to get there. I mean, what this has done, the whole process, is it's allowed me to envisage a very bespoke goal, unique to myself.
Go on. And what's that? Because every business is different. Every business is different because the people within the business and the family behind the business is different from the next. So what is your specific?
So a lot of people who do service plans, they only want to do service, but I'm quite happy to do emergency cover, just because, on the basis that we're same day, next day attendance. We don't have to go out that night. And I'm quite happy for that sacrifice, and we can have cover when I'm away on holiday. So for me personally, the sacrifice of offering emergency cover is worth it, and I get the added risk reward of that. But many people don't want that.
Mm.
So it is very individual, isn't it? It's your tolerance for risk and your tolerance for inconvenience, really.
For me, it does not work. I didn't want to get down the repair game. I didn't want to get into, what happens at the weekend. For me personally, you don't have kids, do you, buddy?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. For me, come 5 o'clock on a Friday, that's it. I just want to forget about it. But everybody's different. Everybody's different. So, and you've also got plans, haven't you, to move again, to move away from
possibly
from the south. Mm-hmm.
Possibly. So I don't work weekends at all. I work my arse off all week, and I don't work weekends at all. I study all weekend. I have a little bit of time off, very little. But I'm studying a degree at the moment in design and innovation, which is basically like product design. It's half engineering, half design. And the idea is that someday down the line, I would like to design a product. And
will that be for this industry? Forever. Will you be designing something for plumbers?
It's hard to say. There's some specializations further down the line in what I do. There's energy is one of them, which could be related to this industry. Another one is nanoscale engineering, which probably wouldn't be related to this industry. So, but at the moment, the way I feel right now, I love our industry. I love what we do. I love, fluid dynamics. Actually, fluid mechanics rather, and learning about all that sort of stuff. I do enjoy it. So I would like it if that was the case. But if I end up making a fancy chopping board and selling that, then so be it. But that's my time taken up in the weekend, studying towards that. And I think at some point I would like to relocate, probably to the Lake District. So I'm trying to build something that opens up the option of being sellable, really, and that's why these systems are coming into play and creating these brochures that you talk about. I've got graphic designer on board now, and we're creating brochures, and we're building a business now that we're building an asset that has value to not just me, but has value to other people.
Good. Buddy, we have been chatting in the pub. How long have we been on? 25 minutes. 25 minutes. That can's almost empty. For those that have been watching, have seen the video that you did when you came up to Sheffield, where this picture has been taken, the Triple Point Brewery 2 years ago.
Good pub.
It's lovely. It's a brewery.
Good beer.
It's a brewery, not a pub.
Cracking beer debut.
With Henderson's relish. Yeah. What comments have you got for anybody that finds that they're in a similar place to where you was two years ago? What can we say about the Built to Last training back then? Which plug? There's a new version of it. This.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Actually, I've got some of your books in front of me.
All right.
I
Hello.
haven't. I've lost one. I'm
Oh
ashamed
no.
to say. But okay, let's have a look. Dominate Social. That's one of them, isn't it?
Yep.
I haven't even started on that. There's a lot of content in there, but I haven't even got the time to start on that. So that's in the deal with later box. Systems and teams. I'm very much dealing with systems. I've got a network that's good now. With I've got staff referral bonuses, and my apprentice gets bonuses for referrals that come from his family.
Good point.
This is all good stuff from here, and I'm building systems.
That's the one book. That systems book for me is the one that's going to get the most attention this coming year. Don't let me stop you there.
Really?
Okay, yeah, I'm need to go to town on that one.
Good system can save you a lot of time. Save you a lot of time. Get rid of a lot of time wasters. Time is so important, isn't it? So, there's a lot of finances in here. I'm big on finances. I absolutely love it. I'm a profit first fanatic. So I'm big. That book, brilliant. Google and SEO, haven't even really dealt with it apart from GMB and keeping my. So I've covered a small part of that book. Cornerstone content. We're moving big on this now. I've got an illustrator. I passed over some sketches to sketch my local area and make some good vector graphics. So we're working on this. But it's one of the things. You solve one thing, you work on one thing, and another 3 things pop up as a result. It's just never ending.
It is. It's never ending,
and it's never done.
Absolutely.
But it's all so beneficial.
Is your business ever finished? I don't know.
No, as soon as you finish one part and move on to the next, and you finish that part, the first part's out of date.
And that's the reason why I say, there's a lot of talk on in your standard business development book that will be, you've got to have a destination. You've got to know where it is that you're going to. You've got to, know how much fuel you're going to put in your car in order to get there. I'm going to say it like this in the pub, right? No point saying where you're going to end up, because 5 years down on that route, you're probably going to change your direction. Either change your direction or change your destination, or potentially that place that you just drove past a year ago, you might think, actually, it was much better there. I'm just going to go and stay there for a while. For me, It's not about where is the final destination. It's what is the direction do you want to go in? And just work towards that.
And sometimes the process is actually what you get a kick out of, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's cliche, but it's making the journey enjoyable. I mean, you read 4 Hour Work Week, recommended it to me. I read it, loved it. Do I want to work a 4 Hour Work Week? Hell no.
No.
I've realised I like ploughing 60 hours a week into something I like doing.
I thought you were trying to get down to 40 hours.
40 hours on the tools.
Right. Yeah. 40 hours on the tools, 20 hours on building.
Well, 40 hours on the tools and admin. Yeah, 20 hours on business development. Oh, you know what? You focus on one thing, you take your eye off another thing, don't you? That has actually slipped. So, that's another thing that's great about this. You're always holding each other accountable, reminding each other of what you said. And that is one thing that I do need to get back on top of, actually. Silly season's here. It's been crazy. I've done a 70-hour week last week. It's bananas. But yeah, that 40-hour work week, that's got to be the goal.
Good stuff, buddy. Let's call it on that, because we're just hitting on 30 minutes. I'd just like to thank you for having a drink with me in the pub. I'd like to thank you for sharing a few of the things that you've been working on from a systems point of view. Going forward, what are you looking forward to in 2022?
2022. I really want to have a strong brand identity. Really exciting thing actually that I've done. I've not really told anyone about it. I've only told a couple of customers. We've signed up to 1% for the planet, which means that 1% of everything we charge, all of our sales, goes towards sustainable causes. They're brilliant. Companies like Patagonia and Uni, who make pizza ovens, sign up to them, and I've signed up to them. They take a small fee and then they refer you directly to sustainable causes which you donate to, and in return you get to use their 1% for the planet branding. So we've done that. We've just started to create a really strong brand identity, you know, so that people know that people can feel like they're making a very environmentally conscious decision in choosing us. And the people that know we do that love it. So we're just going to try and build on that. We're getting brochures done, graphic design done. We're going to expand the boiler cover side of the business, expand the boiler installation side of the business, and possibly have a new website done. But
So,
you know what it's like.
So, cornerstone
We'll
content, planning. Yeah.
Well, that's what this brochure design is all about. You know, I've got this graphic designer locally in, and we've got a plan of sorts in place. Like you talk about a skeleton plan and having a content plan. I've made a contents list of the brochure, and we're just going to knock them off one by one, and hopefully we'll have some really good content from that. I'll show you it as we make it. You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what she comes back with.
You're not coming to Sheffield this side of Christmas, are you? No, I know that because you're busy. But I'm going to see you down on the south coast for our members
in Bognor. Yeah. I can't wait. Yeah. Brilliant.
First of all, I want to see that brochure when it's done, and for anybody that is at this point 32 minutes into a video, there's going to be 12 plumbers going out Butlins for 48 hours in January.
Yeah, what's the theme again? Is it like some kind of Ibiza house weekend?
Ibiza Legends, yeah.
Ibiza Legends.
In January.
Brilliant. What business group are you going to get that in?
This is going to be our Christmas party part 2.
No, I like it. I'm fully with the mantra, you know.
I tell you why it's ended up as part 2.
You know, it's going to be great. I can't wait. I mean, it's got such a great bunch of lads in the group. I love meeting up with everyone. I cannot wait.
Clearly, there's going to be some very professional business development talk pre 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Quite sad like that, aren't we?
Yeah. It's going to be very professional, and then it's Friday night.
It's Friday, yeah.
Yeah, and we're just going to let it down for a little bit, aren't we? Yeah.
No, it's going to be good, and it's team bonding as well. You know,
absolutely. Friendship. On that friendship, Michael from Brighton. It's a big part of the group. It's a big part of the members group. I said to you guys in January 2020 when you first came to Sheffield, I says, look around. You're going to make friends with these people that's at the side of you. Was I right?
Oh, absolutely. Like my phone's always on for anyone in the group. You know, we catch up on office days, evenings, whatever. You know, like we're all just trying to move forward, aren't we?
As a team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Move forward as a team. Some people are a little bit further down the road than others, which is fine, and they help. They help people. And I've seen this commented by a couple of lads that are further down the road, taking inspiration from the people that are more new to self-employment. in what they are, to how they are tackling it and
But
moving
then,
forward.
while it's amazing to be told and taught something, um, the only way I heard, it's a good thing I heard, good saying, is it? You only really master a subject when you teach it, and so helping others.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? It's both people get a lot out of it. The person teaching it masters it, and the person being taught it learns it for the first time. And you know, it it's good for everyone.
What goes round comes round.
Yeah.
Can't fly it solo, can we? Flying it solo is a lonely place, and sometimes not a
Hey,
happy
what's that?
place.
There's an African proverb actually, Tommy.
Oh,
If you want to
go
go
on.
fast, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Boom. And on that, I think we need a right catchy theme tune to end that out.
Oh.
That's technically not the scene out one, but I thought it kind of went with your African proverb one. Mr. Payne, thank you very much for joining me in the pub. No doubt we will do it again at some point. I will see you in January in a hotel resort. Can we call it a hotel resort? It is a hotel resort. It's got lots of hotels down there.
Sounded much better when you said Ibiza Legends.
Okay, I'll see you at Ibiza Legends in January. Yeah? Nice one, buddy.
Right.
Speak soon.
All right, mate.
So you
Take it easy, pal.
think your boiler's had it? I'll fetch the 2 bags from the van. If you want the best, don't ask questions, 'cause brother, I'm your man. What it'll cost, well, that's a mystery. Until I take off the cover, who knows what I'm gonna see. These are the jobs that driving me berserk. Why do only fools and plumbers work? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la, yeah. Why do only fools and plumbers work?